Hey everyone. Krisha is having connection issues. Why is it saying nobody's? The hell? Oh, there. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. 1 second. I gotta get a sweatshirt and it's freezing here. So. Okay. Tell me if you can hear me or not. Okay. Like, don't know. Where's Krisha? Okay. Well, you know what? Because I love you, all of you, I am going to show my face because I always think it's really weird when people don't show their faces. But I must warn you that I am not super sexy today. I know it's very disappointing, but I've been working all day on stupid crap. All right. Well, why is it saying, like now it says I have to invite, but this is Krisha's channel. Good Lord. All right. Well, yeah, super, yeah. So, does anyone like I don't even know how to do this stuff. Like this, these banana clip things. My daughter is like really, really good at it, and I'm not. I suck. So, hold on. I'm going to put you here or not. I gotta, we're going all, white trash today. And I'm trying to, okay. If you guys could see the way I have you propped up right now, like you're literally on, if you knock this phone over, dog, like I literally turned my laptop over and you're leaning against the side of the laptop and it's at an angle. And Ellie wants to say hello, apparently. They're in there, Ellie. Say hi. Yeah, it is uncomfortable. Okay. I don't know what you want. She wants a kiss. Okay. I'm going to see where Krisha is really quick. Freaking hate this. Okay. All right. May have to switch to my laptop. I was hoping I wouldn't have to, but it sucks on my phone. So, give me 1 second. I gotta close some windows and some tabs because they're like my brain, so I have 50 open. So Krish want to talk about multiple mortal probations, and then I think she also wanted to talk about the competency thing. And honestly, I am completely out of the loop on that. The only thing I know is that the hearing or whatever was on Friday, and that's the very last update I have. I did check Friday night to see if anything was going to be up, which I knew it wouldn't be, but yeah, it's a cluster. So let me just switch over.
It's an orgy.
Dear. Anyway. Let me see if I can log in on both. Hold on. Oh. And now it's like, okay. All right, let's see if I can do this. There might be two of me.
No.
Okay. All right. We're gonna... Oh, let's shut this off. All righty. Okay. Crush is still having connection problems, so you are stuck with me, and I apologize for that. So anyway, from what I see, oh, Can Dance and my friend Jenny is here. I just subscribed to your channel. So I'm excited to watch what you guys have. I'll go back and greet y'all. So, okay. So we didn't, so that was it. Someone just said that there was no new pleadings or nothing new or whatever. And I don't really know what to say about her mental health because it's a little awkward for me just because of my line of work. But I will say that I do like this judge. I just wish he would flip and get on it. And yeah, can I, Ellie? Okay, so you guys, you can see if you can see the dog. That's where I need to sit because I'm not going to outer darkness tonight. Too much work. So, all right, and my Coke is warm.
I'm sorry. You want a new one?
No. So, does anybody else feel like disheveled with the time frame? Karisha said she is restarting her desktop and it's up 40%. So you only have to deal with me by myself for a few more minutes. So, anyway, this is so weird without Crushy here. No wonder I watched a live with her before, like when I wasn't on it. Like I watched it on replay, and she was like, "This is weird." I concur. What else should we talk about? Hugs and prayers. Whisper. You probably are hearing someone in the background. No. That would be the L wife, because she literally cannot. So she's like my my oldest child. She literally cannot be quiet if I need her. Like if I'm doing this, or when is it that you can't? You might as well join in.
If you're doing homework.
If I'm doing homework, or like, yeah, usually it's homework. So I'll be doing homework and I'll be in the office, it'll be like 9 or 10, and she comes in and she's just like, I can hear her in the bedroom laughing, like doing everything she can to get my attention, like laughing really loud. Or like, they want you on. KJ says she wants you on. And you have to listen to KJ.
She's listen to my mom.
Because she's going to come visit. Right? She's coming. She's got to change out of her lesbian clothes, as we call them. Kathy specifically says hello.
Hello, specifically, Kathy.
She said hello, specifically Kathy, if you didn't see her. So, I don't know exactly what Crush want to talk about as far as multiple mortal probations, but I just uploaded a video on it, and I just kind of uploaded basically where it comes from, or where the like that connection is, albeit not a very big connection, not a strong connection, but where you can see where they got it, I think. And before that, Crush and I have been watching Julie Rose old videos, and that's what I have to say about that. Did you watch Julie Rose videos with me?
No.
Yeah, so the funny thing about Julie Rowe's videos is she will start talking and explaining this concept, right? And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I'm understanding now, like, what your version of multiple mortal probations is. And the minute it gets interesting, she's like, I'm sorry, Eric, I'm sorry. We can't go into deeper doctrines right now. Like, her angels are so controlling. It's like, it's kind of sad, because you would think that as someone that can communicate with those angels, that they wouldn't be so demanding and also so secretive. And they really run her life, you guys. Like, oh, and then this one part in one of the videos is so funny. So Eric Smith, he's like, I think her inspiration, kind of, or her little partner in crime. I don't know what you call him, but he's really into the multiple mortal probations thing from the old Mormon doctrine point of view. So that's why I was watching. I was trying to figure out where he made the connections, because I didn't trust Julie's connections. But anyway, so he's like sitting talking, and of course they're in their cars, because that's how they run their videos. Thank you so much. And she's like, Eric, the angels are talking to me, and they said you need to sit forward, you need to move forward so you're closer to the camera. And I was like, really? The angels said that, Julie? Like, the angels are concerned with the optics? Like, maybe that's good for you. My angels apparently don't care what I look like or or anything, because I'm on here with like no makeup. My hair's up, still wet from the shower this morning, kind of. Oh. And yeah, that looks somewhat. Yeah, so it's just really funny to listen to her, because her videos like 4 years ago, she's like super upbeat and just like, let's go, this is awesome. And I think it's like right before she got excommunicated, and then she kind of gets a little more like serious. And then like towards the end, did you guys see the Julia's Pissed video? Have you seen that? Watch it, because it is my favorite video, and I really need to do another Judy Glow video. But oh my gosh, it's like the kind of video, you know how if you're really mad at someone, this is what I do. This is what my swim coach told me to do in high school, and I do it because it's a really good. What the hell? Okay. So I will write like a really mean letter, like really just like the whole thing if I'm really mad at someone, and then I'll just keep it. And I usually after like a day, it's like, okay, I don't feel that way anymore, or it's not as big of a deal as I thought it was. But Julie changed that, and she decided to make a YouTube video instead of writing a letter. And then I don't know why the angels this time told her she could post it. Like, if I were an angel, this would be the one time I'd be like, no, Julie, no, we're going to be the laughing stock. What does she do? She fleekin posts it. So anyway, yes. Oh yeah, that was fun. Like, let the earth burn. I was like, no, Julie, you're on the earth. Why do you want the earth to burn? Oh, you think you're gonna go through a damn portal. Okay, so Maryland pastor says judge signed the order on March 11th, stating sealing these documents during pendency of the criminal is best interest. Sorry, I hate reading in front of people. Oh, I think she's coming on. Anyway, pendency of the criminal investigation is in best interest of fair trial. And that's true. Like, that's really all I care about. Hey. Wait, where'd you go?
I have no idea.
Crush. Are you here?
I'm exhausted. Just the mental gymnastics that it takes. Me and Jason. We're both at the computer, and he's like, go here, push there, and I'm like, wait, I can't even process what you're saying. It's horrible. Welcome.
Does it
Thank
help
her
if you
starting.
does it help if you turn off your camera, like with your connection? I just know it's supposed to help on Zoom.
No, it was just we need to get a new Ethernet thingy. See how to describe things. Our box is outdated,
Oh
and we
yeah,
didn't do that this week. And by we, I mean,
yeah.
Jason.
Just
So yeah. Anyway, so let me get settled in. Hey everybody, how's it going? I took a nap too. So this side of my face is like bedhead. Jason was like, wake up, and I was like, no. I mean, it was pretty vicious. Reminded me back in the day when I was a little kid taking a
oh,
nap.
you have like a blanket mark.
Not. I kind of packed some stuff on my face while waiting. So, anyways, where are we at? What are we doing?
I don't know.
Watching a video again. That's what I do. Reference.
I did go through the chat a little, but Crush and I had a discussion, and we were like, maybe we should have the chat on in the beginning and then go back to it later, or maybe Jen just shouldn't stare at the chat because Jen
it's too tempting. Like you can't help but look. So I really do think that like whenever you did, I think you did that on your last Visions of Lori one. Visions of Lori.
Yeah.
And it went real well for you. And I was like, ooh, that gave me an idea.
The only thing is that catching up was difficult because then, sorry, Ellie, my dog has PTSD too. Catching up was difficult because when I was done, I had so many comments, and then I was kind of stressed because I knew I was gonna have to miss some so that I could get everything done because I'm really trying to not be on forever. Like, but yeah.
I wonder why. Let's say my connection's unstable. I'm about to freak out. Y'all want to see somebody mental? Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I always go watch. Because I always go back and rewatch. Because I'm like, oh my god, what the hell did I say? Make sure I didn't say anything stupid, totally stupid.
I used to.
And I'm always like, I freeze up, and so I'm like, ever since the hurricanes, I'm telling you, I can literally see the cable company right there. And sometimes I can pick up their Wi-Fi. That's how close I am. And ever since the hurricanes, they have just not gotten it right at all. So we don't have it's like a monopoly here. You have one company for electric, one company for everything. I'm like AT&T because so I don't know what to do. Until then, we'll freeze frame.
Dude, see, someone sent her a super chat so she can get a new modem.
Oh, I was like, thank you, but you don't have to. No. Can y'all hear me fine though?
Wife, KJ, where did she go?
Hey, KJ.
She's in the bathroom. This is not the best room to be in. Like our bedroom is right off of the bathroom. So
right. There's mine. That's mine. And then the portal closet in there.
Portal closet. Yeah, I have that portal closet.
You know, I'm supposed to be working on the video. And so I'm like, I'm just gonna go sit in my closet because it's like so furnished, you know, it's sound is good in there.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, not to film me, but just to talk, because I can't sit here and thank you, KJ. Thank you. That's very nice. Thank you. Now go get a router. Yes, ma'am. But to like, cannot for the life of y'all, like since I met Jen, I was like, I have an issue with just sitting here in front of this thing with nobody to talk to. Just me rattling off and then having to go edit it. To me, that's like I'd rather you pull all my teeth and put them back in and then put them back out. Whatever. Just anything would better. Watching paint dry. Anything. It's just nothing to look at, nothing to bounce off of. So I feel silly. And like if Jason's even in here, I just cannot get motivated enough. I'm just like, oh my God, it's so embarrassing to just be like, hey, I'm Krisha, and no. I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. So that's
I do it all the
just
time. I'm cold. So you did have a video. You were like, all I have to do is finish editing it. I thought you were almost done with it. And
yeah, right now, but what I got stuck on is because, well, not is because, what I got stuck on are the patterns. The patterns drive me insane. Like, as I'm like, KJ, marinate, right? Right? Marinate. And when you said it again, I was like, come on, good, you're picking up the verbiage, There's so many instances where you hear like-minded people, Jason Mal, like-minded people. I forget who else. Serena, I want to say, said like-minded people. And so once there's a pattern of two, I guess you can say. Once something is said twice, or I read something twice, then I just kind of log it in naturally. Thank you so much, Kathy. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'll run it myself. But full ed, yes, ma'am. I mean, yeah. Like now it's like, what can you say? I just still say allegedly. Allegedly. Legend would have it. What do you say?
in my
People
opinion,
that are getting away with shit, what?
I think in my opinion is enough. I mean, we've seen
right? Freedom of speech.
The free speech laws have been stretched pretty far. I mean, it's the bar is pretty high. You have to knowingly, from what I understand, you have to knowingly and purposefully do something that is a lie,
like
in
malicious.
order to get the what's it called, libel and slander. Like you have to knowingly lie, right? And like purposefully do it. It's got to be pretty bad to win those. Like people don't win those very often. I mean, they probably win against me because I can't afford an attorney.
Right? Come at me, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I'll represent myself. So at least be funny.
I mean, it'll be a good spectacle.
Although church sues me, I'm gonna just move to Canada. Let's be like, never mind, you can have my house.
Bonjour. Comment ça va?
Yeah.
It's just like whenever you would talk about the King Follett, it's Follett. That's I'm like, because that's how we pronounce shit down here is Follett. Thank you, little brains.
In Utah, we have alternate pronunciations and words.
Yes, and it's a pattern I picked up on.
Yes, very much.
You want to know something? I don't know if anybody else has noticed this, and I don't know if you do it. I don't think you do. But since we're talking about multiple mortal probations, and it basically, they say lives all the time, lives. Something about and it's nothing bad. It's just something I pick up on, just like I have patterns myself. Lives. That's all I hear is lives. Multiple
just when
lives, not lives, multiple lives. multiple wives. It's like multiple lives, multiple wives. Big time. Just, I know, I really don't think that you do it, Jen. Because I'd have picked up on it.
Maybe not. I do have a speech impediment though.
But I noticed Nate kind of, he'll alternate. So it's weird that I pick up on stuff like that, right?
You did say that to me once, and I wasn't quite sure. I mean, I know, like, when you say, like, marinate, that's a big Utah. People in Utah use that. Like-minded people, that's a totally Utah thing.
But I'm like, what? Okay, when you define a cult, when they're like, no, we're not a cult. And I mean, in the beginning, and don't say group. I mean, you can kind of, she's like, well, Melanie Gibbs, like, well, not really a group. And then she's like, at the end, she'll be like, in the group. And then I'm like, whatever. It's just the label. Any kind of, I guess it's like a negative out. I don't know.
I think she
It's
just
weird.
meant, like, they didn't form, like, an official one with, like, a mission statement and shit. Like, they were still a group. But I think she's, like, thinking, like, oh, we didn't put together a mission statement or, anything like that. We didn't have official meeting times or a charter or
Right.
something. So
Yeah,
therefore, it
it's
wasn't a
like
group.
we didn't LLC it.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
And
We chose to steal
so
money from people instead.
I say that too, Nettie. I say A. I'll say it at the end of my text
Oh,
sometimes.
yeah.
And then
I'll say that.
it's just fun. You say like-minded people, Heidi.
I say it more. Yeah, I will totally go to Canada. I miss Canada. We were watching a documentary, though, about fentanyl,
Oh my God.
about
Yeah.
the opioids
That is
in Canada, because now I have a different theory. We were watching
like
it, and
here it goes.
we went to Vancouver, and it was like, oh, in Vancouver. And I'm like, oh, we didn't go to that part of Vancouver. We definitely didn't go to that part. But every place I went to Vancouver, it was gorgeous, especially Vancouver.
Except for the fentanyl. I gotta grab my paper.
Okay. So that's kind of funny. Yeah, so I will actually say, you know what I will do is, I don't know if people hear it as much because I haven't been around them, but my best friend's parents are from North Dakota and Minnesota. And shut up. And when I'm around them, and sometimes even when I'm not, like, I'll say things with that accent. So I'll be like, no, like stuff like that. Okay.
I was engaged to a North Dakota in.
Yeah. No, it is not a thing for LDS people, as far as I know, to say safe. Usually they'll say, like, passed on, or I'm trying to think of, like, what. Yeah, passed away. Like, there's.
Oh, okay, Lancy. We say died, passed away. Like whenever I hear them say passed away, I'm like, no, they got passed away. Somebody passed them away. Okay, so call it what it is. Call it what it is and don't dilute it.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of people are sensitive to the issue. I'm not one of those family members. Like, I would like to call a spade a spade. It is what it is. Don't minimalize it. If it's something good, we don't minimalize it, do we? No. We call it what it is. It takes away the impact of what it really is. And so Melanie Gibbs says it, just it was after Charles passed away. I'm like, before you prayed him away, bitch.
Casted.
No dog. Ish.
Yeah.
Sorry. I got a potty mouth.
And that was the thing when I was going through the Melanie Gibb interviews, when she was like, and I think I had it in my video and I took it out. If I didn't, then I forgot. And obviously I forgot. But she said, like, if there hadn't been multiple mortal probations, nobody would have ever died. And I was like, nobody would have ever been
Bullshit.
murdered. But even then,
Bullshit.
how can you
I have a
say,
whole take on it.
how can you say that? I mean, not there.
Right.
Oh,
With their intent, if me and Jason were talking about this earlier before my nap, and I mean, I was just kind of bouncing off of him, and poor thing, y'all, he has dealt with however long years of this, and he, like, I see him just detach whenever I go to blah, blah, blah,
oh, that's okay.
and
Michelle does the same thing.
I'm like, we're almost there, babe. We're almost there, and so it's just like a little more sacrifice, just, and I mean, I owe it to him. I do owe that. He deserves a lot more credit, because he puts up with this, because of that, it's created this, and it's extreme. Okay, and any form of extremism is not good, right? But it's like I'm like a dog with a bone, and whenever just have that gut feeling, I run with it until it says, okay, we're done, basically. And I haven't stopped. And it's like, I wish I could have a glimpse, but then I'm like, no. They'd probably be like, put her in there with Lori. Because it's maddening, and it's sad, but it's my reality. And so this way I get to share a glimpse into my insanity, of, I just want to find out why. Everybody asks why. And although I don't ever have that answer, and I never will have an answer, none of us will, why? At least I can make sense of it for my loved ones, like, they died, and their blood was spilled, their life was snuffed out. They were murdered over this narrative. Okay. But Jason and I were talking about it earlier. And basically, when my bonus children, when they were younger, Tay and Leland would always, we could hear them playing games, and they both make up rules as they go. And I was like, oh my God, it's just like whenever Tay and Leland were little, and they would just make up, the rules as they go. He goes, that's perfect. That's like the best analogy, because, he'd say, oh no, that's not based, no hitsies, kind of reminds me of Dumb and Dumber. But, and then to the point where they're like, I'm not playing anymore. And so that's when somebody dies, right? If you apply it to this narrative. And it's stupid, but no matter what, I feel like Lori and Chad, thunder and lightning, 1-2 punch, they were going to find some way to make something fit into their narrative, no matter what it would have been. Monopoly. Just fill in the blank, blank,
Yeah.
It just really is gross, and it sucks that it was, God and Jesus. And so, just to be, I'm not trying to hog the time here, but it's like, just to put it into context, when I was worried, or, in the beginning, when I just didn't know what this cult, I didn't know what it entailed, I didn't know I didn't know anything about it. So I was extra PTSD, and extra, over, what do you call it? Over, oh my gosh, hyper aware or whatever. And so I was like, anybody that hides behind Jesus Christ is just not, oh, you can't get any freaking lower than that, right? And so I'm just like, oh my God, anybody hiding behind a religion and shielding themselves with Jesus Christ is just the worst of the worst, in my opinion. And so that was scary, and it still is. It still is, unfortunately. So, anyways, there's that.
So someone asked where St. George got its name, and I don't really. I think there was like another city, and that's how they got it. I've always thought it was weird because all the other towns in Utah are named after like prophets and Book of Mormon characters, and so are a lot of kids. But I grew up with a few Nephis. So I don't know exactly where St. George did. I'll have to Google that. And then someone else asked something about Utah stuff too.
Saint Jorge.
Jorge?
Just when I think about Alex,
Oh,
him being with Jesus, and he did that stand-up comedy thing.
I
Alex,
never watched it.
the stand-up comedy, and he made the joke, which I'm like, yeah, he's with Jesus, all right. Just like he said when he was in prison or whatever, jail for 3 months for, assaulting Joe. He, in his stand-up comedy, he said something about he found Jesus in jail, and he was like, Jesus, 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 basically. And I was just like, well, you're with Jesus now. Diablo.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's just weird how those things.
Yeah. Zero asked, does the LDS still rent their facilities to just anyone? So from what I understand, it's really the bishop. There's like a facilities manager, and there's like the bishop or
Like
the stake president that would make that decision. I don't think a lot of non-Mormons would rent it, but I have heard that I think in Idaho they're starting to think of like renting old ones out as like B&Bs, like Airbnbs. There was
why
one
not?
they talked about it, and like members were giving their opinion on should we let the ward house be one or not. And it's like, well, whatever, you got to make a buck. Not many people are paying tithing these days, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I go like, if you don't get married in the temple, you go get married at the ward house because it's like free. And even if you do get married in the temple, you have your reception at the ward house because it's free. Like, they don't charge you for anything. You just have to deal with wedding pictures with a basketball court floor, most people. Or like those, some people spend, what's crazy to me is like, so you get this building for free, the ward house, and then these people will do like those big, like, the fabric kind of
Yeah,
thing.
I've watched.
Yeah, $3,000-$4,000.
That's
They'll
nuts.
spend thousands of dollars to decorate a cultural hall. That's what they're called, a cultural hall for their wedding, to like hide the fact that it's a cultural hall. And I'm like, maybe you could have
basketball
the wedding,
goals.
the reception somewhere else. Like, if you're spending that much money on a free space, like
venues, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
I wonder. So yeah, I did find this. I know, how I got to do. And that's one of the titles. That's one of the titles in doctrinal essays. The marinade. And so birds of a feather flock together. Y'all know my philosophy on that.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, did the two males from hell, did they get marinade? Because they both say it on camera.
I used to say it until this.
Well, I mean, me too, and I still will, because they're not taking every damn thing. That I've. Then, like I said, I guess I really know what an LDS pimp is now, because LDS pimped out my family, and Lori did, and just my like I said, my ancestors even, and I just am so offended by that. I'm just like,
yeah, I mean, that is.
Not only did you take from me, but then you went and tried.
No, like my mother-in-law, she heard when I looked at their genealogy, I went through Family Search, and I'm telling you, it's a hell of a lot easier than Lori made it sound. She was like, I don't know how to do Family Search. I'm like, really?
It's called a hint.
Enter a name, dummy. Well,
Stupid.
no, they don't. Like, on Family Search is a little different, but it's pretty user friendly. But anyway, so like when I found out that like my wife's great grandfather was baptized, like that someone had done his ordinances, I told her mom, and I'm like, yeah, he was baptized, like his ordinances were done. And she's like, well, he was Catholic. And I go, it doesn't matter. And she's like, no, he was Catholic. And I go, I know, it doesn't matter. No, he was yes, I know he was Catholic, and now he's Mormon in the afterlife if he chooses to accept the gospel.
And Frank. Point in case.
Now, to be fair, after that happened, they say they got a lot more strict, and that you have to now be able to show that you're related to someone, or you have to wait over 100 years or stuff like that.
You can show me better than you can tell me. That's what I tell my kids all the time. And so it's like the best apology is change behavior, right? So you can show me better than you can tell me. You can do this till you're blue in the face, but show me.
Yeah.
So how am I supposed to believe people that aren't really?
I don't know. I don't know if my records are still there. Like I was watching, because there was an attorney in 2015 when a lot of people left the church, and it was when I did, and I turned in my letter of resignation. He was actually the attorney that did all of that work pro bono and like submitted all the letters. Like I just had to sign something, fill it out. He filled it all out. He submitted it to the church. And then he was just being interviewed. I think it was by John DeLynn. And he was like, well, we don't even know if they're removing people off the records. And I was like, I'm still on the records. And then I thought, oh God, my sister's probably got my name in the tipple every time she goes. She's like, maybe she'll come back.
I mean, not everybody believes the same way. And if you're asking for respect and pretty much demanding respect, then by God, respect others. That's how I look at it. You give respect to get respect, and vice versa. Yeah. That's how I was raised. It's weird. It's weird. It's like the narcissism runneth over.
So we're talking about opiates and Suboxone. Do you guys want to hear my theory?
Oh, yeah.
My new theory. Okay. And I have absolutely no evidence to this. This is complete speculation. And you guys know how much I hate that. But
people may have already come up with it. I don't know.
When I was watching this documentary on fentanyl, they talked about like what people looked like when they overdosed. And I was like, isn't that pretty much how they explained what Tammy looked like?
And Alex.
If you go back and you like compare the two, it seems to me like fentanyl would be an option for that. I pinned someone's comment earlier because I was gonna comment on it on something. I don't know. I think
okay, so fentanyl, I've even heard coronavirus, because then right after they both died, Tammy and Alex, coronavirus came about. And, I mean, who knows? But I don't think there'd be murder charges. But I hold validity to the things that like Julie Rowe has said. Poison, but then Sean Little Bear says medicine. Either way, it was something to that effect.
I would actually
wonder if it was the same common denominator, if it was in the kids, and I have no idea. Oh, and my parents were not in Rexburg. I was like, they don't tell me everything, and I don't ask, but I'm just letting y'all know.
Yeah.
That was kind of flying around. I was like, oh, okay. But I didn't ask either, so they could be.
I want to get the autopsy report too, and I actually know someone that works for the medical examiner's office. But I was like, nah, I would never get licensed that way.
I want to find out the right way. Just, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's like we want to know, but then we're like, yeah, no, not
Yeah.
really.
I mean, obviously
Yeah.
they found something if they were charged with something. And I sent
I
you
heard-
that study thing. Remember when I sent you that? And it said that they could still detect it up to a year,
Uh-huh.
depending
Yeah.
on how much, I'm sure.
I'm sure they preserved Alex. You know, because I mean,
thought
for
you
the
were saying they
FBI
did.
to be there, that's a pretty big deal. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, right? There was an attendant, FBI attending the autopsy,
For Alex,
and
I
I mean,
thought he was
they
just
attended
cremated.
his death. Thank you again, KJ.
Oh,
Thank you.
that's right. Because someone's sitting next to me now.
Hey, wife.
Hey there.
How's your hoe? Oh, how's your hoe family doing?
The whole family's doing good.
I swear, it's just something, and I get my uncle all the time. I'm like, "How's your hoe?" And he goes, "How's your whole family doing?"
Yeah.
He's the one that scared. He's my uncle Ed from the other side, and he's who introduced me to the 144,000 when I was like 17, 18. You know, but I'm trying to think back, but he was like more of a evangelical church, you know, but raised Catholic, but not really a churchgoer. Just we have kind of a moral that compass or whatever.
That was for you.
Are you
She said
stopping me?
she would donate
What are you
again
doing?
if
Like a stripper.
Wife showed up.
So I'm here.
Well, do a dance or something. Do a ditty.
Let's see.
Thank you, KJ. So sweet. Thank you. If I feel like that too, Zero. If Tammy was
What?
smothered,
What are you doing?
X-rays might show deep bruising. But okay. Oh, I go over this just like I go over everything, just like we all do. But like, what's Garth? He heard a thud, right? But yet, you know, listening to Julie Rojo, which she wasn't there allegedly. What are you doing?
She asked what was in my hand, and I was like, which
Oh,
hand?
I was like, we throwing gang signs now?
We are.
I
No,
need the
but I
compass.
grew up in a rough part of town. So I know
Right?
I know
Awesome.
him. But
Tammy could have bit her mouth. Right. I know. That's so sad. The sad thing also is that it would have she would have never been exhumed had this not the domino fail and just set it off, the ripple effect. I got chills big time in my face for that. Weird. But it's just crazy how it just set off all these, just like I said, it was sucker punch. It was a blow after blow after blow after blow. And so like now it's just the repercussions from those, you know, the action point. And so they're fewer and further in between. So that's okay. But it doesn't make them any easier.
yeah.
It's like I try to tell myself, sure, you know, it's not a big deal. But I'm lying to myself. And I know it. But anyways, so I've been there was somebody that came onto my radar in the very beginning when I looked up multiple mortal probations, and he has, and I mean, I used to just, if I didn't understand it and I didn't know who, that's when I talk about the Mormon spectrum. You don't know who's cool, who's not cool, I mean, everybody for the most part has been just extremely freaking awesome. I mean, just they're good people. We're not bad people either. This is just two shitty people that just brought hell upon everybody, you know? And just because they're crappy doesn't mean that everybody is. Just that's, you know, the bad apple, you know, that there's still some good apples. But I just didn't know who to trust, who I couldn't trust. So, like I said, I've watched everybody. I've learned from everybody. I've grabbed from everywhere. And I'm kind of glad about that because in a way, I kind of cherry picked just like Chad did. I mean, even though his topics, the things that have come up is where I have gone. It's like I had a map or whatever, like, I don't know, breadcrumbs. And so one of the guys that came onto the scene in the very beginning was John Pratt. And he has since passed away. And I used to just be like, oh, you know, watching his presentations and stuff. And I'm just like, I don't understand this shit. You know, I'd get so aggravated. Quit talking in freaking parables. I don't understand this shit. And nobody would ever answer me or acknowledge me. And so it was just so freaking frustrating. And so now he passed away. And so I want to add that into my thing, you know, like I want to pay tribute to him because he really was just somebody who kind of a hippy dippy. Isn't that what some people say here? Hippy dippy. A cool dude. He was just a cool dude who just kind of marched to his own drum. But I didn't realize till after I saw his interview with Gospel Tangents with Rick.
Mm-hmm.
And anyways, I want to, you know, just say to John Pratt, and God rest his soul, wherever it may be. That's one of the things.
Where does he think it is?
I don't know. We'll have to ask him in the next life. If we have it.
Yeah.
That's just it. You know, it's not the multiple mortal probations, the eternal lives, all reincarnation. It's not all those things. That has existed since the beginning of time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Evolution, all that. It's when Eric says that it's different than reincarnation, and I'm like, I really don't think so. But I think when you marry Mormon belief and how Mormons think they go to Jesus before they accept this life, right?
Oh, you have yeah, you kind of have a medium pre-mortality kind of.
Come to Jesus meeting, and then you accept it or not.
No, you just kind of plan out. You just know, like the way I always pictured it was like I was up in heaven as a spirit hanging out, and they were like, "Do you want to go down to a broken home and then live in a very judgmental state and come out when you're 34?" And I was like, "Sure, that sounds so fun. Also, could you make me poor while you're at it? Like that would be awesome."
Mm-hmm.
And make sure that I don't get my degree until I'm practically retirement age. Like.
Monkey wrench, please.
Yeah.
Party of one.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it really is semantics. And I think Eric Smith, the reason why him and Julie Rose say it's multiple lives is because you don't come back as anything but a human.
Right. And I mean, I'm like, who has that much time? Who has this much time? And it all factors back in my opinion, it factors back into repressed, very, what's the word? High dosage, I guess you could say, high percentage of the same like-minded people. And when you don't have diversity, things to kind of reflect off of, other people of different beliefs, different race, different creed, different, you know, all that stuff that help to balance things, perspectives, then I think that's a problem. And so it's like, in my opinion, it's like this culture that's 90 whatever percent like-minded, no matter what religion, no matter what. If you take that many people and they just sit there, it's the folie de the masses or whatever, which is the mass hysteria. It just, that fear, and it all just feeds off each other, and they feed off each other. And that's why it becomes a pissing contest also, with anything you can do, I can do better. I
Oh,
feel like Julie Rowe got
Mormonism.
that t-shirt.
That's
She owns a t-shirt factory. She owns China.
that is classic
Ego.
Mormonism, is this one up,
Ego.
keeping up with the Joneses. That's why we have such bad fraud and bankruptcy, because in Utah, like it really is so bad. Like I can't, when I lived in more like religious parts of the valley, like I used to live in an area of the valley that was like 99% Mormon. And it's so much like, oh, we have a new car. Well, we have a new SUV. Well, we have a boat. Well, we have a cabin. Well, we have, we're going on a cruise. We're doing this. And I'm like, well, with what money? Like it's all that. And then
they hide it maybe 10%. I'm like,
oh no, they pay their tithing. If they run into problems, they just ask their bishop for money. But most of them are just in debt.
I need a bishop. I don't need a victim's advocate. I need a bishop.
Let's see. I was trying to get Michelle in more.
Oh, thank you. I thought yeah. Allegedly. Okay, my bad, little brains. I know it's like, that's why I always kind of say suppressed, repressed. I never know which one. Thank you. Well, no, now I'm reading it and comprehending it. Exposure, yeah.
Let's see. So I like this one. Jesus doesn't need anyone waiting in tents.
Right? I was like, screw it. I don't need no damn hotel. I will set up a white tent city for real in Rexburg or wherever they have the trial, and I will camp out. I'm country too. I like to go hunting and fishing and all that good stuff. Oh,
I hate it. I don't know why I live in this stupid state. I hate camping. I hate the outdoors. I hate hiking.
That's why we always come to y'all every week from our bedrooms.
Yeah. When I do go hiking, I complain the entire time, and I've done that since I was a kid. And my dad still asks me in the summers, "I'm gonna go hiking. Got to wake up at 4." So I wake up at 4 to make him happy, because he won't be here forever. So I want to spend time with him. And then the whole hike, I'm like, fuck this. I fucking hate this. Like,
Fabulous Pavilion at the Hemisphere 68 in San Antonio. Just a kid. I love San Antonio. I like going to Dick's Last Resort. It's freaking awesome.
Never.
Have you ever heard of Dick's Last Resort?
No.
It's a restaurant, and they pretty much have their dicks to you. They made me a paper. They make you big paper hats,
Oh, that yeah.
Yeah,
blowers
in Vegas like that
now. And mine
Mall of
said,
America has one.
My cat is hungry. They drew mine, and a cat is hungry. I was like, oh my God. You can't go there with an ego because you'll get pissed. But if you go there and just understand that that's what you signed up for, it's freaking awesome. I'm like, wait, I didn't I didn't ask you. And I'm like, F off.
I took my kids to the Mall of America, and there was one there, and my friend's like, yeah, let's go there. They were just kind of jerk. But they were, my son being on the spectrum, they said to me, I do not play when it comes to my kids. You say one negative thing to them, I will go after your ass. Like, especially him. I will not play when it comes to him and people.
I call him a L kid.
An L kid? Yeah.
L mom, L wife, and L kid. An L kid. L son, L daughter.
Yeah. So Little Brown's said that Nor mentioned Lori drinking a lot in the course with Joe. That could be because she changed her life to the temple. So before that, she could have.
I know that my uncle Charles used to be a drinker.
Party on Wayne.
And bullshit and party. Now that song's gonna be stuck in my head.
Yeah. There's a little. I think someone may have already asked this, Kim, but on Family Search, how do you tell if your ancestors have been LDS baptized? Anger's atheist genealogy. There's a little icon, and it's different colors depending on, like, you can click on them, and it will say like if they've been baptized or had their temple ordinances done, or
that's like one of the first things you did whenever you and I started talking, is checking all that stuff.
Yeah, I looked up to see if they were in there and what, like the sealings and stuff like that, because I was wondering if they were sealed. And they were.
I don't know, Lori. I've never seen her drink, but again, I that also plays into the fact that I was not around her that much. And then whenever I was around her, there was always family around, my family, except for that one time. That one time when we slept in a house with a bunch of red rums.
My family.
A bunch of murderers and murder enablers, allegedly. That's freaky, okay? Or when your daughter, my daughter, holy shit. You know, like all the weeks she would go over there and I'm like, what did she tell you? Without freaking her out, you know, I'm like, did she talk about the 144? Did she tell you that you were special? And she was like, and I was like,
yeah,
I'm gonna beat her ass.
That freaked me out when you told me that.
It's still
Ashley that. I was like, motherfucker.
It's freaky to know that, or like Visaya, her, you know, Tylee's best friend was over there a lot. Visaya. It took me forever to say her name right. Poor thing. I get the same thing. But I mean, Lori and Charles would fly Visaya out, you know, to keep Tylee. Look, you're playing in the background. To keep Tylee, you know, not. Jenny Anderson says, "You'll never get rid of me." Right here.
Oh,
anyway.
yeah. I don't want
to. But I mean, it's nuts to the magnitude that it could have went. It wreaks havoc now. You know, it's just the ripple effect. I've also been looking. Am I frozen or are you frozen? Or were your eyes closed? Am I putting you to sleep?
No.
I've also looked into the Mandela effect. You know, like just these things that factor in. And I don't know. I don't hold on to one idea. You know that, right? Like I'll send you something, you're like, oh hell no.
I'm like, yeah. Well, when you sent me the stuff, I was like,
no. It helps to form. It helps to balance me. Like I go and I'm like, yep. What do I need over here? And then I'm into the next thing, and I'm like, anything over here? Okay, I need that. Cherry pick. And it just helps to form. To me, it helps keep me balanced. I may not be, but in my mind, I am.
Yeah.
Because I feel empathy for.
Jay wants me to wake up.
Yeah, and she would like to know your thoughts about
well,
right now.
I don't like interrupting.
Oh, go for it.
We interrupt each other all the time.
Well, but that's you two. This is me. My thoughts on this situation, or just some more research in general. I mean, I don't know. I'm learning.
But but KJ will say from what you know right now, that's what KJ would say. She's still gonna pick.
Effing crazy as in shit with the people, like with Lore Horror and No Chin Chad, Zulema and Melanie. They all need help.
Yeah.
I don't know. it's too much.
It is.
It's just it's way too much. None of this should have happened.
Mhm.
And I just want to accidentally slip and fall and bitch slap Laura. I don't know. On
I
accident.
think we all do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we all do.
But like the Mormonism stuff and like the baptisms for the dead, stuff like that.
How odd is it for you as a Catholic? Or, you know, from your background, whatever. You know what I mean? Like from your perspective.
I feel if you're not of that religion, then you shouldn't be baptized by somebody who has no idea who you are into your religion. To me,
No matter
that's
the beliefs of the
completely wrong.
afterlife.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know you, and who said you could?
Or the afterlife. We don't know what the next life,
Yeah.
if there is one, right? Because none of us
Yeah.
are half-ass dying over here. We just whole-ass die.
Well,
So we'll know where we go.
the explanation is that you can choose to accept it. So even though, like her
It's their belief.
great grandpa, or was it your great great grandpa? Anyway,
Great.
that someone did it and was like, "Hey, Sebastiano, you wanna accept this gospel?" And Sebastiano could have been like, "Yay, nay, I don't know." But then it's like,
But
yeah.
I don't know. But then, you know, to me, it's a little disrespectful.
Yeah, and I never realized that growing up. There were a lot of things about Mormonism that I didn't realize were offensive to other religions. Like I didn't realize that a lot of religions consider it blasphemy, like the Godhead and
I didn't even know.
all
I
of
still
that.
don't even know.
And
what that
that's why
technically
they
means.
keep updating their website to
Now that's bullshit to me. To me,
tweak
that's
that. Yeah.
that's bullshit. Me and Jason talked about this morning. When you're constantly, I'm like, Jason, have you ever heard of excommunication in the Catholic Church? Because he's actually more Catholic than I am. And because I was like, I never heard that word until this happened. And then he was like, no, I really didn't. And I was like, me neither. And I mean, and then he was like, but then again, it really, that word, okay, so you distance yourself. You legally cut and just parted ways. It's just distance. That's all it is. It's not correction. It's not saying, okay, mother effers, we have a problem. There is this book, you know, this Bible, this text, what am I trying to say? The scripture. It's not that we don't want to teach it. It's just that this person had maybe something that's obscure, you know, or it's like when you tell me I can't, then I'm even more curious. So if anybody like is like that, and I'm sure that there are people that like I can identify with Eric sometimes. I know that makes me sound freaking nuts. I can't believe I just said that out loud. But I can because
Eric Smith?
he's just thirsty
Oh
for
no, I
knowledge.
just wanted to clarify that
Yeah.
you meant Eric Smith and not Biggie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, same. But he's just hungry for knowledge. And it's something that his religion has not allowed him to delve upon, and thus forming this little fringe. But is it, you know, it's just like, why not address the problem, the congregation, and say, and just be transparent and just talk about it. You know, there are things in life that are uncomfortable, but we have to get comfortable talking about uncomfortable things if we want to change, right?
Yeah.
I did realize that although Eric was not very empathetic towards my family, you know, like he was like, I didn't meet Charles, I didn't know Lori. It just seemed like it's very tunnel vision, you know, and it hurt at first, but I've had to go back and revisit all those recently to help me along in my studies right now. And I noticed that, from watching his channel, Eric Smith's channel, he has been doing, and this is where I feel the good. This is the silver lining in it, that he is spreading awareness for satanic ritual abuse. And I mean, when he did his interview on Hidden True Crime, he was just like, oh no, that's very uncomfortable to talk about, but his opinion was that he thinks that it was. And I mean, come on, guys, let's call a spade a spade. I don't think I don't ever want it to be comfortable. Oh my God, that's so blah, 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 blah. It's just so wicked and whatever, but we're not doing Tylee and Tylee mainly, JJ. We're not doing any of the victims of this abuse, this ritual abuse, any justice if we don't talk about it, if we don't spread awareness, if we don't acknowledge that it exists. And I'm getting chills just saying that. It does, and it sucks. Sorry. It's just gross. It's gross, and it's gross. But it exists, and it's just not fair. Sorry. I can't believe I didn't know I was gonna cry. Anyways, camera 2.
No, I'm just letting you get what you need out. I wish that
it just sucks.
Do you think though, like say you find the answer that you're looking for, do you think that when you do, you'll recognize it and be able to move on?
Yep. Now I think that my life has found its purpose, because I've always never known what I wanted to be when I grew up. And I'm a middle-aged woman now. Even though, like when somebody says this woman, like Trish on website, she'll say this woman, and I'm like, I'm a woman. I'm a girl. It makes me feel old. But it's true. I'm a middle-aged woman, and it's like I have just spent my entire life not really fitting in, not really knowing. I want to know more. I've always wanted to know more. I've always watched my dad work on vehicles. I've watched lawnmowers and just all of these things. Just I've done office work. I've done everything just about. I've not stripped. I'm not a stripper. Hallelujah. But anyways, and nothing against it. Hey, don't give it away. Sell it. Thank you. I'm glad. I was like, if there's crickets, I'm out.
Well, I think sex work should be legal, so that's how I feel.
So out of here. Do what? I'm sorry.
I think sex work should be legal. I think it creates
it's your
a
body.
lot of problems, and
Yeah,
does a lot of
with
harm.
trade.
The way it is, it
Yeah,
leaves people. There's no mobility. So if you have to do that because of your economic situation, which is usually why, right? And then you get arrested
lifestyle.
over and over. Like, people don't hire, our whole system needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
But hopefully in this
out.
case, we'll see it work the way
Exactly.
it's supposed to work. Even if it's slow, it'll work the way it's supposed to. I hope.
April does says I've stripped for free. Hey, I've danced on a couple bar tops myself.
No.
Whatevs. Just That's back when I was just really lost. I had fun though. I'm crazy fun. There's a difference in crazy, and then crazy fun. Thank you, little
Yes.
Brandon. Oh, thank you.
I've never done anything
Whole ass
exciting.
respect. Whole ass respect. I whole
Never
ass
done anything
respect you back,
exciting.
Have I done anything exciting?
You went parasailing,
Well, that's because you
Ooh.
made me.
and this was
And
you
the
the
whole time, all I
That
could
was
think was this is one of those things because we don't have travel insurance. So, and then like you're on there and then we could see Barracuda underneath us, swimming underneath. And then it like kept going out. And I'm like, great, we're
Did
going to
you sing
get
the song?
kidnapped. And then when they brought us in, like the whole time I was just like, this is not fun at all. And then we went again because she's like, I got to go one more
What?
time. I'm like, well, I don't want you to die alone.
Is it gonna go? Oh,
Yeah.
it's trying to reboot. It's you'll see Mom and Ashlyn ziplining over Fremont Street. I mean, I think it's
Oh,
Fremont
yeah.
Street in Vegas.
Yeah,
Come on. Any other time this thing would just be hauling butt.
we were gonna do that, but I got tired of waiting.
Yeah, and when she gets tired,
We got
the
to
night's
go.
over.
We got to go.
I
But
see
she
it. I'm
doesn't
just
say it
stuck in
like
the
that.
mud
She's
now.
like, she just starts growling.
But that's my mom. Da, 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 da. Wait, how would it play? I don't want it to play the music. Stop.
That's funny.
Oh, well, shit.
That whole street is funny because I feel
Look,
like it's
did
supposed to
you
be
look like
inside of the
that?
mall. Oh gosh, yeah.
She was like, that's 2018.
Mm.
Oh,
Oh, Jijai.
he was going to,
Mm.
shut up, baby. And then there's Tammy.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yep. They spend a lot of time with him. Like to hear Summer or Melanie Pulaski say that, he didn't know his grandma and his grandparent. I'm like, your ass.
What?
Just Melanie's, I think for sure, and Summer, and thank you again. Yeah.
Speaking of which,
He's like, when is she coming?
how
When
are
is she
those steaks coming?
Oh, what steaks? Uh-oh. Which kind?
Good kind.
We got
Why the good kind?
S-A-K-E now.
What'd you buy?
I don't know the kind you like. The try something.
Tri-tip.
Yeah. You got them out.
You wrapped
Beef
them.
is
I
what's
don't
for
know what you
dinner.
bought at Costco.
Too much.
We don't have a Costco.
I know.
I'm
That's
sorry.
sad.
It's probably a good thing. We have Sam's Club.
Ew.
I get all my stuff from my crock pot and freezer meals, like all my meat and stuff like that. Costco.
I'm not a crock potter.
Yeah.
I've really am. I just look at it and I'm like, I don't understand. I'm impatient that way, I guess. Like I don't know. Just my first marriage, poor thing. He survived on pork chops and gravy, pork chops, rice and gravy, and spaghetti, and like taco stuff.
Yeah.
And I ate baked potatoes when I was pregnant with my son. Oh my God. I was just like, I need a massive potato. And my mom, she's just like, you don't need to be eating all that rice and stuff. And I mean, I was huge. I gained like 90 pounds. I'm not playing. My nose was pregnant. Everything was pregnant. No, I gained 51 pounds. Enough. I'd have to take a break in the mall because I had him in January. January 1st, he shares a birthday with Melanie Gibb. But anyways, I was shopping while pregnant with him, and every bench they had in the mall, I'd sit down and I'd be like, go a little further. Yeah. But yeah, she was just like just denouncing that JJ had a relationship with with my parents, you know, which was weird. Of course, look at who we're talking about. So,
But the amount of like shit that you guys have had to deal with, or like the little snide remarks, the little reach out and like just
marinate.
no, just the stuff I've seen, like
Of
where
Melanie.
people get snipey and you know they just, why are you gonna say not nice things about victims and their families? You have to
Are
be
we
able.
talking about here? This comment?
No,
Where you just
What are you
want to
talking
reach
about?
out and bitch slap someone?
no, where we've seen it on like comments and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't do the dividing.
oh, not even that, not that.
But I'm gonna address it right here. I don't do the division thing because that's what Lori did. And so when I see that pattern again, I'm just like, that's not right. I get it, but then I don't. I get it, and then I don't. I don't know how to explain it. None of them got out alive. None of them won. So nobody was treated better than the other, if you think about it from that's how I look at it. As far as victimology, like victims,
Yeah.
they all got it pretty shitty.
Yeah. I'm not an executive member, Nettie, but my ex-husband is. That's how I get my counseling membership, through him. I got it in the divorce, along with a lot of money from him. No, just kidding. No,
Who's
it's
being
fair.
snipey, little brains?
Yeah.
I guess you were just talking in general, right?
No, yeah, I'm just talking like when
I was like, what?
when I'm reading comments on your channel, or like I've heard comments before, just people not being
Yeah.
sensitive. It's like you should just
Turning my dreams out and shit. That's awesome.
yeah, just be sensitive to families. Like they've
But
gone through enough.
it's other victims, and it's shitty. It's just shitty.
Yeah.
It's treat others how you want to be treated. Don't play the game. That's just, I'm just like, ooh.
Yeah.
But again, I don't want flying monkeys.
You
I
know
sweep
what?
on my porch. Flying monkeys. I don't do the flying monkey thing. I don't. This is not a circus. There's enough without people feeling like they have to be loyal to what is that though? I mean, I understand that people are relatable more with people that are like-minded. But I mean, it's no, don't understand the teams or the camps, I'm just like, what? Okay.
I know. I'm like, let's
I'm
not turn our
victory.
channels into mini cults. Like,
If you think about it, and we're just not dangerous or whatever, or I hope not.
yeah.
I don't try to be. I get extreme.
Yeah.
Extreme dork.
No. This stuff I've seen
Right?
other creators go through. I'm like,
No kidding.
like that whole I watched the whole makeup drama thing, and then I watched the whole
I heard about
other drama thing, and then oh man, that stuff, the beauty channels, they
I think it's each community.
and then like the story time channels. Yeah, that's what I used to watch on YouTube. Was like
I used to look at Pinterest.
I saw like all the fights between, what was her name? Like,
I like Bailey Sarian. Like when she covered, I was trying to tell my mom how YouTubers and social media, how big of an impact they really have. Like there really are. There's your Facebook groups and your Reddit. This is from my perspective. This is what I've learned from this little journey. And there's your mainstream. Lord, there's your mainstream. Watch it. Don't believe everything you see. and do your research, mainstream media, they pick and choose. They only have so much time. And stories sell, right? When you put cult and murder and missing oh my god, you know, and zombies. Ooh, you know, there it went. And anyways, okay, so you have mainstream, which is, I guess that's not even your sensationalized. I don't even know. I haven't figured that out yet. But then you have your Facebook. It's like it disperses into your Facebook groups, your Reddit, your Twitter, you know, just all these little subgroups. Then that filters into this YouTube and platforms like this, where it seems like this is where the most work gets done. This is a lot of upkeep. You know, I'm not putting content out either, and I miss just going in my video app and just you know, making videos that from screenshots. Now I'm more aware and I've learned a lot, and so it's like, oh, okay, I didn't know how to do all that.
Yeah.
So
No, it's a lot. I wish I could get videos out more. But
and yeah,
you
I'm
know,
like, how do you explain something that I don't have that terminology still. Good
oh, I was
night.
waving at Sarah Cooper.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't. Oh, I forgot.
Wait, what were we talking about?
I don't remember.
Squirrels,
Come on,
gorillas.
No, I totally forgot.
I did too.
Oh, we were talking about so Bailey Sarian. I love Bailey Sarian. And I like
She's awesome.
who else do we like?
Yeah.
Well, we like Nora Jasmine.
Yeah,
I love Nora Jasmine. I do.
And then
it's just
the one with the glasses. Who?
Stephanie Harlow.
Stephanie Harlow. Thank you.
I'm like the glasses.
I really like Stephanie Harlow.
The one with the glasses
Yeah.
and coffee, and
Yeah.
she's in back east.
Yeah.
She does research. She does a lot of research. I don't know. She might have other people doing her research now, but she was doing her own. But yeah, you have to go and
she did do a good job. She got out a whole board. You know, I'm just like, oh my God, when I saw that. But when I showed Mom, when I went to Rexburg with Mom, the only time I've been to Rexburg, where's that, Nettie? Oh. I showed Mom in the hood. We were in Salt Lake City on our way back to Lake Chuck, Lake Charles. And I was like, see, look. And there were like whatever 0.5 million views. And I was like, see? And she was like, oh, Mom's logic. You know, she's just analytical like that. And I think I'm like all of the above.
my analytical.
No, not at all.
I'm annoyingly analytical. I think you've seen that. I don't believe anything. I don't trust anything. I have to fact check it. I have to look at like 4 different sources
or more.
I don't even watch, like, when you say media, I'm like, okay. Well, I go with like maybe NPR, BBC. There's another one, Politico. I feel like they're kind of balanced pretty well. And The Hill. The Hill is one. And everyone's like, what are those? I'm like, nobody else watches them. I mean,
I've never heard. I'm like,
yeah, no, they're I don't watch CNN or Fox or MSNBC or any of those.
I really could not watch the news growing up and stuff. It just made me depressed or made me anxious. And I didn't understand what anxiety was. So I was just like, I just won't even watch it. I'd rather not know.
Yeah.
That's the little shell that I lived in before that. And it's like, when you're forced into this, which, I mean, God has a way of working, right? And I'm just like, okay. So he obviously thinks I'm a badass. All right. I can't let him down, you know, and there's a reason. There's a reason that this path was thrown at me. And I guess, I don't know. It's just the plan. Because this is my trajectory. I don't really know what it all entails. I just know that I want to just note and compile a list, and it could be, it's endless basically as of right now, or I'll lose it and I'm like, oh. But a list of all the things that failed, and then I want to build a whole ass go and focus my time, energy, and attention on it, and at least send it in the right, if I can't handle it, then at least send it to the right area where, or, the right network of people where it can be looked at or whatever. I really don't know what this entails still, but I do.
Yeah.
The main thing is mental health. It's it covers every facet, it's like the umbrella to me. If there was a tiered system, it's I guess I don't know how that works. I don't know if top
There's
is
like
good or bottom.
MLM.
Yeah, it's an MLM.
Basically,
See, and I
I
say
know.
mental wellness because I feel like you can be
Okay,
like when
that's
you
good.
say someone is mentally ill,
Right.
that implies like biological or whatever, but mental wellness, like with this where we're looking at incompetency or whatever
Right.
we're looking at is a mental illness or mental wellness. Well, illness is usually defined as, does it interrupt your daily life? Does it
Yeah.
interfere with your daily activities?
No,
And
just
wellness
everybody
is
else.
just more kind of like, I guess, I don't know. I just feel like you can be mentally ill and mentally well.
Yeah. Mental wellness. Yeah. Mental health. I thought about doing a May Day because Tammy, well, I say me, but my mental health is all up in here too. There's me, Tammy, and there's JJ's birthday. They're in, I don't know. I thought about it in May. I don't know. And I was like, May Day, you're calling out for help, right? But then I think I ran across something where it might be satanic. I don't know. And I was like, never mind. Scratch that.
I don't
But
know
I've
about that.
heard Reset before. And so when KJ named her video Reset, and I was like, that's something I thought about as far as like anybody caring for children, a caregiver, a mother, a father, whomever has that parental role or is in charge of children, and they just want to check the F out without any repercussions, without throwing your infants in the trash can, or murdering your kids. Just go drop them. I want, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be something.
We have resource centers in Utah. We have one law
But
where
there's 49 other states.
yeah, but I don't know.
know.
Other states might have it too. But I mean, we have like the law
But they
where
don't
you can leave a
exercise it all.
baby at any hospital, any fire station, anything, and no
Yeah.
questions asked. And then we have like these family resource centers where you can drop your kids, I think, up to like 3 days or something.
And see, I think that shouldn't be a cap. There should be no cap on that.
Well, I think because after that, then they have to go to foster care.
That's fine. I mean, whatever. It's better than putting them in the ground.
Yeah. No, there wouldn't be a cap on that, but like if
or
you're
spending money on the
me
murder
and you have a
trial.
kid throwing a fit and you have a spouse that never helps you and they're gone and you're just like at your wit's end and you don't know what else to do because you can't admit to your fellow ward members that you're about to lose your shit on your kid. You can just take them to this like safe house kind of thing. And then they're there, they're safe.
Where there's no repercussions. Like, do you go?
Yeah, no questions asked.
None. And not get caught up in this. I don't know how it would work. I've not been able to focus my attention on, like I say, whole ass on one thing. But one day I will. And I always wanted to call it Reset. And it reminds me of what you were saying about Stephanie Harlow. There's a guy who I ran across in the beginning stages of my YouTube venture. And oh God, John Crimes, y'all. And he did he did 2 different stories, I think, on the kids. And he's very picky. He's not just clickbait, you know what I mean? He puts he really dives in. And he's very I don't know, he's very artistic. He did very good at video, you know, and telling the story. And he did one, and I mean, I came in here into the room and it was on the TV, and I dropped to my knees and I just started crying because I was just like, the way he told it was just it just was so impactful. And you could just feel it, you know, because Gavin, I always say Gavin, I don't know why. Gannon, Gannon Stout, you know, he was missing. I couldn't really pay attention to Gannon Stout or any other missing kid for the matter because I was tunnel vision. And I remember, you know, keeping my algorithm up. I'd say not interested, not interested. And I'm like, I'm sorry, kid. I'm so sorry. You know, like I'm interested in that story. I can't. And so I felt guilty. But anyways, the moral of the story is John Crimes did something with Stephanie Harlow. Ta-da! Collab. But at that same time, Gannon, he was really into Sonic, the video game, I think.
Oh yeah.
And John, on his intro, he was like, he goes, Gannon, Gannon. And then he's like, basically talking to the kids in heaven. You know what I mean? Like, I guess from that perspective, from his, from a creator's perspective, you know. And he was saying, you're going to meet a little boy who's very smart, you know, but he'll probably beat you in whatever video game. It's been so long since I watched it, but it just was, I don't know. And he was like, you know, just take care of him and his big sister, Tylee. And it just, I don't know. I'm emotional today, damn it. Stephanie Harlow, yeah. She did that with, I mean, and John has asked me to go on, and I feel bad because I've always just been trying to figure out this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I didn't know how to explain it to an audience. I don't know really. I don't know how to explain it to an audience I do know. And that's where I'm tripped up in this. And I just need to get over it. Even if I have to do little short videos of this is what this means. Because from my perspective, I'm a never Mormon. And I'm not really culturally, I would say culturally influenced or religiously influenced. There's some, but it's not like my entire world, you know. Am I saying, are you?
Huh? No.
Am I confusing you? But anyway, I'm sorry. But where was I going with that shit?
I don't know. I have to go though. I have to do homework.
I took a nap before this, and my brain is mush.
Yeah.
I gotta make dinner.
She's got to make dinner. I gotta work.
I'm gonna put it in the air fryer.
You get in the kitchen where you belong.
Did you do that last
I'm joking.
Oh no, you didn't, Kresha.
I do it today.
It's in here.
I'm like, yeah, babe, go in the kitchen. That's where you belong.
That's right. That's where you look best.
Oh, we have traditional gender roles. If anybody wants to know.
So you wear the plaid, and you.
Yes.
I'm like, I hope Jen never takes me, like, because
I don't get offended by that stuff.
And I want it back. That's just me. That's just me. And I like that. You know, it's just really cool and laid back.
Yeah. No,
Anyway.
I only get offended for a couple things. If you, attack my kids, attack disabled people in general, especially intellectually disabled or
Kids are
racism.
kids. Kids are off limits.
That I will go. Anything else?
Oh yeah,
Trans
everything
kids, don't
else.
attack trans kids, because I will go ape shit on your ass if you attack trans kids,
What's that? Oh, trans kids. I thought you said transcript.
transgender kids, because I've met a few of them and they're
Awesome.
People
they're
are
amazing,
people.
awesome kids,
Human.
and they go through a lot of horrible shit. So I'm really protective of them. So
Yeah, I can relate with Bo Peep here. The 10 Commandments is what I try to live by. Not really a devoted Christian, like a real churchgoer, just a believer. Same.
yeah,
You know, it's just like a moral compass. It's just like wrong from right, right from wrong, whatever.
yeah. I mean, I'm not a believer, and I still believe, like, you
My
know, I
dad's
still have a moral compass, and I don't believe really in anything.
my dad's an atheist, and I used to be like, I don't even know what that means, and then I learned what it means, and then I'm just like, well, but I respect him for he's my dad. He's a man. He's got his own a person. He's got his own beliefs. Whatever, as long as they don't hurt anybody.
Yeah,
Whatever. It's not my truth. It's not my journey. That's yours, and that's cool.
yeah.
I guess we'd call us humanitarians.
Are you talking about humanism? What?
Human,
No, just-
like humanitarians, like Princess Diana,
Oh,
Mother Teresa, kind of ish. We were like, I think of all people,
yeah.
like no matter what race or creed or gender or religious background, I don't give a shit. Just don't
Yeah.
be a shitty person. Love
Listen,
one another.
be a person, do your best,
treat everybody with respect, and you'll get
Mhm.
respect.
do your
And
best to pay it forward. That's what I try and
simple
remember.
girl, humble and kind. Humble and kind. As long as you like, to me, whenever things are going really good, I don't brag or I don't gloat. I'm like, don't say it too loud. Because I get that insta karma, and I'm like, So whenever things kind of come crashing down, I'm like, now I'm just like, okay. Now I know. I'm like, all right, what that means, I need to be humble. I need to humble myself. And it used to take me a long time. But now that I know when things are just like bam, and the world comes crashing down, I'm just like, okay, what am I doing? What?
April,
Don't be a see you next Tuesday.
Don't be a thief. I learned that in Rexburg from the detectives.
that's perfect.
They were like, see you next Tuesday. Because we were talking, and I'm like, oh God, I hope I can just be like myself. Oh God. And then I could, I sat there and then what's his name? Dave Hope, Detective Hope, walked in, and we were already had like the see you next Tuesday joke, and they let me know what it meant, and I was like, oh, I never heard of that, which is odd. And so we were laughing, and then he walks in, and I was like, see you next Tuesday. And then he was just like, for what? And then they went to go explain. Hermosillo went to go explain. I said, no. Play on it for a week. I mean, they were going to tell him what it meant. And I was just like,
Isn't that what your uncle said at the end of his interview?
Probably Uncle Jerry.
Didn't he say, like, see you next Tuesday?
I think he may have.
I wouldn't be surprised because
I'll have to watch it again because that's my favorite interview ever.
he was very well behaved. Uncle Jerry.
Yes. She knew exactly what she was doing.
That bitch. Yeah, he wanted to interview with Nate. Whomever he can get. It's like, wait, Uncle Jerry, it just seems like he's like, whomever he can use. I say use, not a user type way, but whoever he can, any way he can get in front of her. He wants to look her in her eyes, and I'm just like, I don't have that desire because she's empty. She's dead inside. But hey, to each their own. And so he wanted to interview with Nate, I want to say the year before, but he was like, but can I see her? Like, Nate's like, no, that's not how it works. And so I'm glad that he had that time to cool off a little bit.
Well, I hope, if it helps healing, then yeah, I think some people, they
Have their way. I respect it. I don't, that's just it. I respect everybody's way, but I hope my family knows that I expect the same, like this is my way of processing. This is my way of dealing with it. Again, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. Yours, same thing, it's not right or wrong. It's just your way.
There is no right or wrong.
Right.
When it comes to that.
You don't get to tell nobody how to grieve.
There is no standard operating procedure manual.
Should there be?
I don't know. I never paid attention to SOPs when I was working. I was like, that's what the SOP says? Okay, great.
I was the SOB. I was like, I divorced 2 of them.
SOB.
My last name is Goodwin, and I'm like, good. Yeah, I divorced the good one. Everybody, always says, have a good one. And I'm like, I did. I divorced him. He was from England. Anywho, nothing against your Brit side. My daughter's half.
And also,
yeah, she said, Mom. And she was in the bathtub, and she was like 5 or 6, and I, would go in and out. And she said, I need a flannel. And I was like, what the F is a flannel? I'm thinking to myself, what is a flannel? And I'm like, a wash rag? You need a wash rag? Okay, here. You're talking like your nanny now.
Yeah. Nappies and yeah.
He's doing good. He's doing good. He's been having a vertigo.
Oh, she gets that. It's
That's why he
horrible.
couldn't go. That's why Brandon had to go, and when they found the kids, that's why Brandon just happened to show up. Larry was having a bad bout of vertigo, and that's why he couldn't go. And he beats himself up over it. But I'm like, that was divine intervention right there. But
Yeah.
Thank God. And God bless Brandon for that.
Yeah.
But anyways.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go, but this time I'm going to click on leave studio instead of end broadcast.
Right? Well, no. We'll go ahead and just say adieu.
Adieu.
You're so weird.
You're
Thank
weirder.
y'all. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Kathy, for moderating. She just bailed out again. She's bailing like some hay. Anyways, thank y'all for being here, of course. If there's anything that y'all want to, really, I don't even know, because we're still working on multiple. We want to give it the time it deserves. Multiple Mortal Probations is something that basically was the handbook, I guess, the idea that was for murder. I want to say it's basically, I'm like, is this, if you say here's the murder guide. Here you go. Do you insert that to the court system? No. But it's just like, I want to know why. And so I want to know all about multiple mortal probations. And I've been studying this since mid 2020, as that's what this is printed. But anyways, and it's pretty much reincarnation, even though Eric says it's not. But anyways, so I'm trying to look at it from their perspective and just go in. It's a deep dive, and it is boring, but it's interesting. It's confusing also, because you're trying to take their perception, which is distorted, and make sense of it. It's hard to make sense of people who don't make sense, in my opinion. But anyways, so that's what I'm working on. And Jen, of course, is amazing. It's like we just get each other. I don't know. It's weird, but it's really cool. So I'm going to really try and stop being hyper, what do you call it? Where you beat yourself up or super critical of myself. I'm going to stop doubting myself, and I'm just going to put it out there. It is what it is. Do what you will. You don't have to watch it. You do whatever. But from my perspective, without this background, you know, it's a mind, basically. So they're worth it, though. That's what I keep telling myself, you know. And they're constant reminders. Tylee, JJ, Charles, Joe, Tammy. They're constant reminders of why we are doing what we do, right? Red rum. Yep. I swear. But anyways, thank y'all for hanging in and being so supportive. It means the world. It really does. I know I haven't been able to tell y'all this or express it really. I've literally been like this for a month, solid. And I was already obsessed with it before that. So, but just to really get it, like I say, I follow my spirit, I follow my gut, and it's just honed in on this right now. And so I feel like as soon as it allows me to come up, I'll be like, it did. I got a little relief. I want to say last Sunday. It's like a made breakthrough, leadway or whatever. Like I could feel like the end of the tunnel was in sight. So I know we're close. I know that we're close. For me, my journey. I don't know what it means for everybody else, but once I get through this, then I know that it'll allow me to work on something even deeper because I'm methodical like that. So anyways, but thank y'all for being here, and thanks for your support and super chats. They're not expected, but they are so appreciated. But everybody here is appreciated. Every time y'all hit the like button, subscribe, share it out, it helps. It's going to grow the platform, and it's going to amplify their voices. That's my job. That's what I'm here to do. Make sure their voices are heard because they were silenced. I don't know what that's like. So, oh, thank you. I know that that's exactly USA Kiwi. It is. I honor you. I mean, but it's like I'm doing this with y'all. I swear, I wish I could hug every one of y'all. And y'all mean that much to me. And y'all are part of the journey. And I couldn't do this without y'all. And they brought us together. And that is the silver lining in this. And so we're all advocates for them. And that's super awesome. So that's how we amplify their voices and not silence them. You know? So I love y'all. Love always wins. Thank God, right? They may win some battles, but they won't win the war. Bye, y'all. Love y'all.